your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what good to say? I doubt it will stand up to something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt.
I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday, September 23rd. Where is September going? Where is it going? It's almost like it's fall. Time to whip out it's fall, y'all. Pillows. I'm just kidding. I don't have pillows that say that. Crazy pregnant leftists are popping Tylenols to own Trump. Of course. Wow. Nothing shocks me anymore. Interesting news coming out this week. But before I get into all that, first of all, I want to promote a couple of shows I got coming up. Thanks again to everybody who came out to see me in Texas. That was a really fun show at the Plano mic drop. I guess that was last week already. My gosh. What even day is it? Where am I? No, I was definitely in Texas last week. Wow. I feel like I'm getting so much done in so few days. That was such a fun show. Thanks to all the fans that came out. Me and Keanu Thompson just had a blast there at the mic drop in Plano. So thanks again. Oh, that was so fun. But there's more shows coming up. Come see me in Ohio next month. I mean, gosh, can you believe? And October is going to be here next week. Next Wednesday is October already. It's time to get the pumpkins out already. I can't believe it. Come see me at Crackpots Comedy Club Saturday, October 18th for 2 shows. Then I'll be in San Diego October 23rd at the mic drop out there. I love the club. They have a table full of candy and snacks. And then Saturday, November 1st, I'll be performing in Phoenix for the first time at the Mic Drop Comedy Club out there in Phoenix for 2 shows. Get your tickets now on my website, chrissiemayr.com. I can't wait to see you guys. These shows are always a ton of fun. As anyone who's ever been to them knows. But if you're new to the channel, treat yourself. Get yourself some tickets. I just was watching the full Erica Kirk speech. I hadn't actually heard the full thing. I was like listening to it a little bit in the car the other day, and I just I can't say enough how blown away I am by her strength, and I just don't know how she's getting through this horrible, ridiculous tragedy. Gosh, and then there's all the drama going on with Jimmy Kimmel. Who knows? Maybe we could get into that. But Trump had an interesting announcement. Oh, and I want to say shout out to Rumble, my Rumblies. Shout out to Rumble. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Okay. This was interesting news. And this was a long time coming. I feel like we've been waiting for this news for months and months. But this week, Trump finally announced that that there may be a Tylenol link to autism. This was crazy. He did a whole announcement just a few days ago. Am I centered? Here I go. I'm centered. Wow. I'm amazed that my hair looks this good. I was in the pool today with the baby, and it was up like that, and I got my hair kind of wet. and I thought, no way is the hair going to look good, but it sort of dried as it does, and I just let it down, and my goodness. See, it's when you try to do your hair is that it looks like crap. But when you don't try to do it and you don't brush it and you go in the pool, it looks like if you paid money for it. Anyway, this was a big announcement this week. Trump announces FDA will change Tylenol safety label. And he also urges pregnant mothers to prevent autism risk in children. Don't take it. Now, I was not particularly shocked by the news, like the science of this, because as someone who was pregnant just, 2 years ago, wow. At this time 2 years ago, I was like newly pregnant. Anyway, this was a rumor I had heard. Anyway, so I was just like, I'm not going to take anything. A little bit how I was raised. My dad was German, as you guys know, but he didn't beat it into us, but he very much stressed that if we were to take any kind of pain reliever, that we were wusses. So I didn't want to feel the wrath of his shame, his German shame. So I just was like, I will suck it up, and I did that my entire life, and I do that to this day. I really don't take Tylenol, Advil for anything. Like I'd have to be in serious pain, misery to take really anything at all. So the whole time I was pregnant, I did not take Tylenol. I did not take Advil. I did not take I barely had caffeine even now while I'm still nursing at 17 months. No, I love it. It's rare that I have even a regular cup of coffee anymore. I'm still on that decaf life. So, my gosh, and while I was pregnant, I completely revamped all the products I was using. I stopped using all of my regular makeup like on my skin. I completely changed the concealers that I use and the lotion and stuff, even the toners. Just went totally fragrance free, paraben free, like as clean as you could possibly get on everything. I changed my body wash. I changed my shampoo and conditioner for a time. I really looked deeply into all this stuff, because it's not just about what you eat, it's what you put on your body too, and all of this stuff. I wanted to just give the kiddo the best shot I possibly could, and I had the time, so I was like, yeah, let me just read about the things you're eating and putting on your body. So my gosh, it's just wild to hear this kind of announcement, because we're just from COVID, we're obviously most of us used to big pharma, our doctors, etc., lying to us, and then we just have to do our own research, do our own reading, and kind of it feels like you're on your own in a way. So hearing this announcement from Trump, it's like, oh wow, okay. We're getting some support on these things that you might be called crazy if you talked about it with some of your friends. So Trump urged pregnant women on Monday to stop taking Tylenol, saying studies have shown that taking the common painkiller is associated with autism in children. Wow. What a bombshell. What a bombshell this is. I really, I'm still so blown away. With Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. Trump told reporters from the Roosevelt Room of the White House, in which he gave his opinion about pregnancy, women's health, vaccinations, drug safety, and autism. He added, ideally, you don't take it at all. But if you have to, if you can't tough it out, see that fatherly judgment there? If you can't, you should be able to tough it out. But if you can't, if there's a problem, you're going to end up doing it. What I caught from that is, just go ahead and tough it out. Suck it up, girly. Trump said that the only time pregnant women should take Tylenol, a common form of acetaminophen, is during a high-risk fever. I mean, also, as we all know, fevers are your body's way of ridding itself of some shit. It's literally like heating you up so it can get through something. Do you like my medical jargon? Okay, so here's a picture of Trump with RFK, who's the HHS secretary. And who's that in the bark there? In the bark there. In the back there's Dr. Marty McCary. Never heard of him. The new recommendation is at odds with physician groups. Really? Oh, gee, that's shock of shocks. At odds with physician groups who say the drug, which has been on the market for 70 years. Oh, you know what also they used to say was safe forever? Smoking while pregnant, drinking while pregnant. Can we name other things that have been on the market for a very long time that turns out are not safe? You know, it was a popular pill that women took during the 70s. They took something that like dried up their milk that also had some gnarly side effects. So just because something's been on the market for 70 years doesn't mean it's safe. More than 50% of women report taking the drug during pregnancy because it has long been regarded as the safest analgesic. Analgesic. Sounds like I'm saying Anthony Jeselnik. How else do you say that word? Analgesic. Analgesic. I'm gonna move on. Yikes, 50%. That's sad. However, the Trump administration is pointing to a growing body of research. People are gonna be like, he's making this up. Oh, Tylenol. Gotta own Trump. But there is a growing body of research that suggests a connection between autism in children and the use of acetaminophen during pregnancy. In particular, a Mount Sinai and Harvard University study published in August reviewed the existing literature and concluded that a large majority of studies on the topic found autism diagnosis was more likely for expectant mothers who took acetaminophen. Wow. Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. is also recommending children who are exhibiting signs of autism take Leucovorin. Leucovorin, am I saying that right? Leucovorin, which helps correct folate deficiencies. Man, I mean, anyone who's been pregnant knows that folate. That's why they want. Folate's one of the key ingredients in any multivitamin, particularly like if you're taking a prenatal vitamin. It's full of folate. So it just blows my mind that there are still women who are pregnant and giving birth who have a folate deficiency. But then again, like I guess not everybody is up on their vitamins. Wow. Low levels of folate in pregnant mothers have been associated with neurological disorders in children. We've known this forever. I mean, even if you don't know anything about being pregnant, you know that you have to have more folate. Right? Am I in the minority here? While not a cure, HHS said the drug may lead to speech improvements for children with autism. The FDA will be updating the label on acetaminophen to relay the risk in pregnancy and will be sending out a letter to all doctors with the warning. I mean, how could Tylenol not be completely going under because of this? How are they still going to be in business? Who's going to, like, is there really nothing better than Tylenol? This is all we have to take here? I don't know. I just never saw the big deal. I grew up in an Advil house. And even then, I really barely ever took it. And when I did, I was like, Advil's delicious because it has that kind of like sugary coating. If you know, you know. Wow. The agency will be notifying physicians against the use of acetaminophen effective immediately, Trump said, noting that kids should also not be given the drug. Oh, yeah. Don't give your kids Tylenol. Yikes. I bet people are doing that. Kenvue, the manufacturer of Tylenol, disputed the president's announcement. Really? The manufacturer of Tylenol has a difference of opinion on this. Consider me shocked. Wow. Yeah, because he doesn't want the whole company to go under. And this is going to be bad. This is going to be a big old disruption to business. The facts are that over a decade of rigorous research endorsed by over a decade, so only 10 years, endorsed by leading medical professionals, and global health regulators confirms there's no credible evidence linking acetaminophen to autism, a Kenvue spokesperson said in a statement. I mean, if you're somebody who's pregnant or trying to get pregnant, is this worth the risk to you? Most people would say no. We stand with the many public health and medical professionals who have reviewed the science and agree we will continue to explore all options to protect the health interests of American women and children. Trump had called the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, led by Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and some of its sub-agencies to look into the causes of autism in the U.S., which he said is among the most alarming public health developments in history. Rates of autism have risen 400% since 2000. 1 in 31 American children are autistic. Wow. Wild. Don't take Tylenol, people. The White House cited data from studies showing there is consistent associations between acetaminophen in pregnancy and autism. From researchers at Johns Hopkins, known as the Boston Birth Cohort, the Nurses' Health Study, with researchers from Yale, Columbia, and Harvard universities, looked at 9,000 kids and found there is an association between acetaminophen and neurodevelopmental disorders, the White House said. On Monday, the National Institute of Health also announced the launch of the Autism Data Science Initiative, a $50 million research effort that will draw on 13 projects and analyze data on autism, including potential causes like diet, air pollutants, and psychological stress. Our Autism Data Science Initiative will unite powerful data sets in ways never before possible, said NIH Director Jay Bhattacharya. By bringing together genetics, biology, and environmental exposures, we are opening the door to breakthroughs that will deepen our understanding of autism and improve lives. HHS also released a statement with a caveat that a casual relationship has not been established. It is important to note that while an association between acetaminophen and neurological conditions has been described in many cases, a casual relationship has not been established, that there are contrary studies in the scientific. I don't know what the hell that means. I just wouldn't take Tylenol. I feel like it's not worth the risk. Why are we gonna like sit and wait for more proof? Oh, because it's Trump. That's why. Trump also encouraged parents to spread out the time period over which their child takes vaccines on the federal schedule, while noting he wasn't a doctor, but I'm giving my opinion. That seems like common sense. You have a little child, a little fragile child, and you get a vat of 80 different vaccines, I guess 80 different blends, and they pump it in. So ideally, a woman won't take Tylenol. And on the vaccines, it would be a good, instead of one visit where they pump the baby, you load it up with stuff, you do it over a period of 4 or 5 times. Or not at all. Trump specifically said the hepatitis B vaccine should not be administered to children until they are 12, and the vaccine should be spread out in various visits. Well, yeah, hepatitis B is for people who are sexually active, so no reason at all to give that to a kid. The president also pointed out to the Amish population having lower rates of autism and chronic disease, something he attributed potentially to their lower use of vaccines and painkillers. Pretty based. You have a little child, a fragile child, you get a vat of 80 different vaccines, so I guess 80 different I think they mentioned this already in the article. Yeah, so he's just saying spread out the jabs. Wow. But this is a bombshell. This is big news. This is really, really big news. And I mentioned this on Twitter, tweeted about it a few times. And it's so funny. The autists are upset that there's possibly a cure for autism. The autists are upset that we are beginning to pin down a cause of autism. Hi, Aldo Casabona. Thanks for the $1.99. Dr. Mayr recommends Advil. It's tasty. Yum. Yeah. Don't take medical advice from me. But Advil, if you have had it, it's pretty tasty. It's pretty good. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. This is another W for the Amish. They really are crushing it. They're doing less is more. Wow. Okay. So I found this very interesting. This is on the subject. Before I get into all the responses I've received on Twitter, which are very entertaining, I thought this was a pertinent article, and so much so that I subscribed to the Daily Mail Plus for access to this article. I'm the doctor on the cusp of an autism breakthrough. We're using an everyday $2.50 pill to reverse children's symptoms. Woo! A cheap drug that could ease autism symptoms has been given the green light by the FDA in a move hailed as a breakthrough for people affected by the disorder. During this press conference that I just mentioned from Monday, where Trump linked the use of Tylenol during pregnancy to autism, RFK revealed the FDA had initiated the approval for Leucovorin. Leucovorin. It sounds like I'm saying somebody's name. Leucovorin is a $2.50 pill derived from folic acid, has been shown to reverse severe symptoms of autism. Wow. Among doctors already using the drug is Dr. Richard Fry, who is prescribing the drug to patients off label before the announcement, and families who have described it as a miracle worker. Wow. Told that their children might never utter a word, they describe the absolute joy of hearing them say mom, dad, or I love you for the first time. Oh, that's great. But Dr. Fry would disagree with their assessments of him. He's performing no miracles. Instead, he's working to better understand leucovorin, which he believes is a modern medicine's best kept secret. He was building a solid research with one goal: a breakthrough on treating autism, perhaps even preventing it in the first place. In his Arizona clinic, dozens of these are nonverbal kids that he's working with. Wow. Have been helped to speak their first words. In some cases, they are talking in complete sentences using wide vocabulary in just a few months. So that's fascinating. So apparently they're understanding more than they can express, which has got to be really frustrating. Oh, and it improves their speech and reverses irritability. And come on, this is the picture they show, like, fix your autism. And then they're just like, look at this kid with chocolate all over his face. He's definitely autistic. Oh, sweet boy. This is Mason Connor, said his first words 3 days after starting Leucovorin. 3 days. That's incredible. Look, I've never seen a cake just completely covered in sprinkles like that. That's pretty cool. Dr. Fry, a pediatric neurologist at Rossignol Medical Center in Arizona, has been achieving these remarkable results using Leucovorin, a cheap medication derived from folic acid. What if it's just straight up folic acid? Vitamin B9, a vital nutrient that helps synthesize DNA and replicates and repairs cells. Wow. Women are already advised to take, that's what I'm saying. Women are already advised to take folic acid during pregnancy to prevent birth defects in the fetal brain and spinal cord. But Dr. Fry believes the benefits extend well beyond gestation. Its naturally occurring form, folate, is found in foods such as leafy green vegetables, beans, and lentils. So eat those, people. Eat them up. Research suggests up to 3 in 4 autistic children don't get enough folate supply to their brain, causing delays in speech and behavioral issues. Wow. So eat your hummus and eat your kale and your lentils and stuff and peas and whatnot. Leucovorin is approved in the U.S. for patients to protect their cells, especially blood cells, against the damaging effects of chemo. But doctors can prescribe it off-label for other conditions since it's been deemed safe by FDA. Dr. Fry is just one of 50 doctors in the U.S. prescribing it because it is not yet approved for autism. He believes dozens of his patients have seen substantial improvements. Wow. He's on the cutting edge. One of those patients is Mason Connor, who said his first words just 3 days after starting it. Wow. Diagnosed with autism at 2.5. One's completely nonverbal. He will start mainstream kindergarten next fall. That's incredible. Dr. Fry's team is now testing a new form of Leucovorin that could be FDA approved within 3 to 5 years, not only for autistic children, but also people with Down syndrome, schizophrenia, and dementias who may also be deficient in folate. Wow. Isn't it amazing? Like what a simple vitamin deficiency can cause. Dr. Fry is looking into screening tests for folate deficiency in utero or even before pregnancy so we can understand what the folate needs may be and actually prevent autism from occurring in the first place. That's what has a lot of people triggered. Leucovorin would also be a far cheaper than standard therapies like applied behavior analysis, which can cost up to $250K per year without insurance and involves 40 hours a week of intensive therapy. Wow. Dr. Fry cautioned that many autistic patients would still need standard therapies on top of the Leucovorin, but he claimed the drug may reduce the amount of therapy necessary. He told the Daily Mail that Leucovorin can supercharge all their therapies and get them on the road to success. Other experts agree that while this research appears to hold real promise, Leucovorin is still unproven and experimental. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. There is certainly a desperate need for new approaches in managing autism. The number of children being diagnosed in the U.S. is going from 7 in 1,000 in the early 2000s to 1 in 36 in 2022 to just under 2 million in total. Whoa, 2 million autists. That definitely explains why Twitter is the way it is. Research on the drug dates back to the early aughts, during which scientists, Dr. Vincent Raymakers of University of Liège in Belgium and Edward Quadros of SUNY Downstate University of New York, took blood samples and spinal fluid from autistic children. Wow, and found that while they had normal folic acid levels in their blood, there was much less in their cerebrospinal fluid, which protects the brain and spinal cord. Wow. This suggested that something was blocking folate's absorption by the brain. Wow. That's fascinating. Wow, wow, wow. Look at the explosion of autism. Whoa. What is happening? What is happening? The researchers also found 75% of autistic children had autoantibodies in their blood, a type of antibody that mistakenly targets and attacks the body's tissues and organs. These autoantibodies are known to block a protein called the folate receptor alpha, a protein that transports folic acid from the blood into the brain and placenta. Wow. Dr. Fry said folate is extremely important, especially in growing cells. Folate is a precursor to DNA and RNA, which are needed to help replicate a cell's genome, a set of instructions that can help cells function properly. This is why most prenatal vitamins contain folate. Hello. Research suggests Leucovorin may clear chemical blockages in the brains of autistic skills. Wow, they have a chemical blockage. This contributes to improving their language skills. That's fascinating. They started testing children at their clinic for the autoantibody using spinal fluid samples. If they had the autoantibody, we would offer them treatment with Leucovorin. He explained that unlike other forms of folate, such as those in vitamin supplements, Leucovorin is a special form of folate that can cross the blood-brain barrier, a semi-permeable layer lining the inner surface of blood vessels in the brain that protects it from potentially damaging substance in the blood. Wow. I mean, the blood-brain barrier is also the reason why my mom's cancer treatment didn't really work, because like the thing that protects your brain from the blood and the rest of your body, that was also the thing that like, okay, they couldn't really get the treatment up there. And so the tumor grew back. In a recent trial, researchers found that after 4 months on Leucovorin, autistic children on the medication had significant improvements in language, particularly verbal, expressive language, and receptive language. Now, Dr. Fry's team is testing a new drug called Leucovorin, which comes in a liquid, tasteless, specifically geared towards autistic children, many of whom struggle with sensitivity to certain textures, tastes, and colors. Wow. He estimates the latest trial will have results by summer, and the data looks very promising. That's really cool. It could be up to 5 years before it is approved for autism. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to start taking it today. The FDA told his team it would need to conduct at least one more large study called a dose-finding trial to determine the appropriate dose. Wow. Pretty cool, though. Autism diagnosis rates by group. So they're not diagnosing. The older you get, the less they're diagnosing. Wow, okay. 5 to 8. Okay. So mostly being diagnosed from 5 to 8 years old, then 0 to 4, then 9 to 12. Yeah, what are you going to diagnose a 65-year-old? Be like, what took you so long? In Dr. Fry's clinic, 1 in 5 patients, about 2,000, take Leucovorin. Wow. It can lead to dizziness, seizures, shortness of breath, fatigue, hives, diarrhea, vomiting, and itching. I think the itching is fine. They're seeing if Leucovorin could lead to improvements in other developmental and psychiatric disorders. He pointed to PANS, a pediatric acute onset neuropsychiatric syndrome. Causes children to develop sudden psychiatric symptoms like anxiety, irritability, and signs of OCD. I mean, I feel like a lot of us have at least one of those things. He estimates 60% of the 11,000 children with PANS are deficient in cerebral folate. Children with Down syndrome are also at an increased risk. Imagine curing Down syndrome. I feel like that's too much to do. Are also at an increased risk of cerebral folate deficiency. Imagine you have a retarded kid and you just give him some folate, and then before you know it, his retarded eyes get regular. That would be incredible. You'd make $1 million. Millions. Yes, I just said retarded eyes. Early research suggests people with dementia and schizophrenia maybe as well. So this is just why don't we all just start taking folate? It's probably going to cure something. We think there's a wide number of neurological and psychiatric disorders that respond to the same treatment. Wow. Incredible. Research is promising. Okay. Not a universal solution, but it's enough to get excited about. The public should see this story as a hopeful sign of possible new therapeutic intervention, but should temper that view of this treatment as being so far unproven and therefore experimental only. Okay, they said the strongest evidence-based approach to treating autism is applied behavior analysis therapy, which uses positive reinforcement and repetition to help children on the autism spectrum. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow, this is fascinating. There's a higher incidence of autism on the East Coast. So, look, these are all liberal places, right? So, Maine, New York, New Jersey, the whole Northeast here. Wow. Lower incidence of autism like Texas, the middle of America, basically. And then we got a little hot spot. What is it out here in Vegas and New Mexico? Also pretty blue areas. This is fascinating. I live in an autism hotspot. Who knew? Do you live in an autism hotspot? Wow. Pretty crazy. Okay, yes, it's not simple, blah, blah, blah. They always have to say that, right? I don't know. This is pretty exciting. What do you think, chat? Hi, Night Owl. Thank you for the $5. We all love you, Chrissy. Thanks for being the awesome, beautiful lady you are. Thank you, Night Owl. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I give you a hoot. A hoot for you. Aldo Casabona, thank you for the $4.99. I predict the woke left will all start binge eating Tylenol as a statement, and they all turn more autistic. That's exactly what's happening, Aldo. Isn't that funny? I mean, just one look at Twitter will explain. Let's see what's going on. Oh, let me not ignore Rumble. Hello, Rumble. Hello, Rumble. Rumble chat. I'm gonna make sure I'm not ignoring the Rumble rants. Anybody in the chat, did your mom, I want to know what the mom, I mean, mine's dead, but I want to know what the moms think of this whole Tylenol groundbreaking news here. It's wild. Yes, there is a Rumble chat. There's a Rumble chat. I know I often don't remember to stream on Rumble as well, but okay. There might be something going on with the Rumble chat. There might be a little snafu happening there. Okay, so let's look what's going on at Twitter. What does Twitter think of this autism news? Well, as you would expect, they're upset. They are quite upset. Yeah, it was just, you can't really fault the moms of the 80s, right? 80s and 90s. They just didn't know. I feel like this information wasn't even available to people yet. Okay. Retard Finder says they are actually saying we don't need to cure autism. The left are completely nuts. Liberals are saying we shouldn't cure autism. Yes, actually, they're actually now going with that. The cure for autism is Amish. Be more Amish. Liberals don't want to find a cure to autism because it's easier for them to transition their children if they're autistic. That is crazy based and very much hitting the nail on the head. Whoa. Logging onto Twitter a week after they cure autism. There's nobody there. This is like when I would look out into Times Square during the pandemic, there was nobody like this running around. The nothing is a disability crowd gets real quiet when you ask if that means they don't need accommodations. Spot on. Deafness doesn't need a cure. Autism doesn't need a cure. Paraplegia is just being differently abled. Then what was all the fuss about accessibility for? Wow, this is fascinating. Leucovorin, help for autism cure. Doctors can only prescribe the drug for autism off label, which means repurposing a drug approved for one condition to create another. Wow. Interesting. Trump announces autism cure. Sonic fandom mysteriously vanishes. Oh, look, it's my tweet. Autistic people angry over a potential cure for autism is peak autism. So funny. Although you can't really see me. Should I be a square? Should I be down here? Should I be up here? Should I be like that? Wow. The responses. People got real mad at me for this. What would being cured look like for someone with Asperger's? To which I replied, they would magically be able to understand sarcasm, jokes, and social cues. He responds, Jacktron, I have Asperger's and I understand sarcasm just fine. Prodigal Daughter says, many people who say they have Asperger's are just assholes. I agree. This is very true. It does not apply to Jack, though. Jack Tron says, thanks. I have been clinically diagnosed, though I don't know how much that means to you. Okay. Hypothetically, if there's a cure for gays, would the gays be against it? There would be gays against it. There is a cure, and its name is Violet Brandani. Very funny. Every minute gooning is a minute not honoring the ancestors. Start a family. Quit gooning. It's true. It is a good advice. They better not change a thing about Ashton or we riot. Aw, we love Ashton. Let's look at the correlation for autism and transgenderism. Direct and perfect causality. There is no cure, and saying there should be is offensive, which is a very autistic thing to say. Dusty from Wisconsin. Yes. Someone saying, I need a cure for my OCD, not my autism, which is such an autistic response. What a terrible thing to post. F you. That is is she autistic? No, she's a mother, a teacher, an advocate. Of what? Mocking neurodivergent individuals is absolutely disgusting. If you had autism or had a child who had autism, you wouldn't think it was so funny. You don't know my family history nor connection to those with autism. And yes, it is funny. Making fun of autistics is like making fun of anybody else. That's equality, buddy. How dare you make fun of the neurodivergent? Like, what a... trying to make it sound fancier than it is. And wouldn't you just be curious to see, like, if you're missing a core vitamin or nutrient, aren't you curious to see how getting that would help you? Because there's not a cure, a condition that will always be a part of my life and has, to my distress, defined my life so far, being weaponized for political gain. That is why there is opposition. What kind of a run-on sentence is that? That is a run-on autistic sentence. There is no cure for autism. You absolute dumb fuck. It's not a disease. Okay, autistic person. Unfortunately, it's not a cure, just a prevention method. Those of us that are autistic will remain autistic. Don't touch my autism. Get away from me. Autistic people aren't mad as a whole. The ones on the left are mad because leftists are retards and the autists are double retards. Okay, I agree with you there. Now you're dumb as fuck. A potential cure? Really? With what proof? How do you know? How do we know this drug works? Am I supposed to take medical advice from the dipshit who can't even say acetaminophen? It's like you're listening to my show right now. Acetaminophen. Thank you, Sam. Cure or prevention? This is an indoctrination, if true, that we could reduce the causes of autism, not a cure. My child is happy. He cried watching, 13 years old, saying, that might help me. I have messaged doctor and will keep doing it till I get it for him. Oh, that's called being a good parent. Much within autism is desirable. Like what? And this goes for many neurotypes. These are the parts which are angry over a potential cure, aside from the conjecture of it being ridiculous. Yeah, I guess if like someone came out with a pill that cured redheads or cured like funny women, I would take offense to that. Maybe not. I mean, I'm not a real redhead, but I would be offended at the thought. For anyone old enough to complain about it, suggest it's maybe a little too late. Oh, whoa. What is this? Is this someone upset about? Oh my God. So this is a pregnant woman giving the finger to the Tylenol bottle? Oh my God, she's gonna take it anyway. Oh my God. First of all, this woman is a hoarder. Look how her counter is cluttered with items. Every single counter, every shelf cluttered. She's like, screw you guys. I'm gonna take Tylenol. What are you paid for by big Tylenol? What's the very pregnant lady? I pray that child comes out healthy. What? I mean, why? Yes, because it's a superpower. Oh, they really do think that, don't they? You cannot take away the superpower. Let me get this straight. They deem it necessary to include it as a personality trait because it's considered a disability, but when they say that aspirin when pregnant could lead to it, they start taking it more? Yes. Oppression points are more valuable than liberation in our society. Ugh. That is so sad but true. I don't need curing. I'm the next step in evolution. Oh, that sounds so autistic. And autistic and what is this? Icelandic? I don't know what you're saying. Ukrainian flag and bio. It's frankly disturbing. I would love to not be like this. The haunting part about being level 1 is that your mind is constantly on a highway of ideas and thoughts and analytics and patterns and analysis, but you can't execute any of it. I want it to be over. I want rest. Again, it depends. I've seen women have 4 to 5 healthy kids and one autistic kid in the mix. Some only have autistic kids or special need kids of some kind. I mean, I would say that one autistic kid out of 5 is too many, but call me old-fashioned. You all are fighting over 2 types of people, those who are neurodivergent and can function on their own and those who can't. Help those who need it and or want it. Well said. I wish there was a cure for you. I wish everything about you, including every thought you've ever had and every part of your personality, was rewritten and changed. You shouldn't be angry over this. It's meant from love. I wish there was a cure for you. Who are you? Okay, you're like a bot. It's the new drink, bleach, to prove Trump wrong. Yep. This is so crazy. So the autistics are being so autistic about this. Aldo Casabona for $1.99. You said worse, but also funnier. This is tame. Thank you. This is more of like a news broadcast, if anything. Thank you, Aldo. Spectral Citizen. Hey, Spectral. It's a man with a wrench. Thank you for being a member for over 40 months. Hey, Chrissy, they don't want cures for things. They would rather string you along taking drugs for the rest of your life. It is so true. Which is why those of us that had our guard up about the medical industry and big pharma may not be entirely surprised by this news. You have to be your own advocate and read as much as you can about everything you take or are going to take or are thinking of taking. And gosh, especially so if you are thinking of getting pregnant or are already pregnant. That's just my advice. Anti-autism pills, no. As a parent of an autistic child, I'm convinced that 90% of autistic adults are lying just about being autistic. Wow. They just don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Unbelievable. This is great. This is the meme of the day. Trump says Tylenol is bad. Very bad. Liberals are like, let me eat a bowl of Tylenol with milk in the morning. Oh, it's a little mouse. Parents of autistic children angry over potential answers, and someone caring enough to investigate the answers is peak hate. It's peak, what do you call it? Munchausen by proxy. In many significant studies, it has been determined that autistic children's brains grow larger in different areas. Oh, here comes a cope. As well as smaller in others when compared to a neurotypical brain. When studied by neuroscientists, they discovered that a neurodivergent brain also fires its neurons in a significantly different way than neurotypical brains. To cure autism would mean eugenics, lobotomies, brain surgery, etc. And at that point, the person uh, who will no longer exist at the same functioning capacity. No, stupid. This article is very, and Trump's speech is like very much focusing on this folate supplement. No one's trying to do a lobotomy on you, honey. Most autistic people are angry that science is being denied in favor of pushing a drug with the backing of a very untrustworthy team of people. Oh, you mean Trump and RFK? Stupid. Every major health organization worldwide has stated yesterday's conference was nothing but a farce. Oh, yeah, everybody who hates Trump, which is uh, almost everybody. Yep, this is a perfect tweet. They love being victims. They hate change. They've never seen a severely autistic person, and it shows. Wow. Aw, this is a nice one. Sometimes I look at women without autism at the store or walking down the street, and I yearn to know what their lives are like. How do they always look so put together and manage everything so smoothly? How do they make friends? I'll gladly take the autism cure. Oh. Watch the weirdo parents double down on whatever it is, like 2020 masks. One more vaccine and Tylenol could finally turn you into one of those superhero tards. Wow. It's so sad, but true. So crazy. Oh, we got a Rumble rant. Thank you, Rux Tandy. I hope I'm saying that right. Rux Tandy. Thank you for the $5 Rumble rant. My wife took Tylenol as prescribed by our doctor instead of ibuprofen. Our son has autism. Well, Rux Tandy, stay glued to this news and see if you can get yourselves a prescription of this stuff. It can't hurt to get him started on it. I'm sorry to hear that. But like this is good news and it sounds like it might be reversible. Wow. It's crazy. It's can we sue Tylenol? Does anybody know? Should I ask Grok? Grok. Can we sue Tylenol? Do. Okay. I'm assuming Sue Tylenol now is riffing on the exploding headlines about Tylenol use during pregnancy, potentially linking to autism. Based on the latest developments, yes, you can pursue a lawsuit against Tylenol's manufacturer. Oh boy, that's why that Kenvue guy was speaking out. A Johnson & Johnson spinoff and retailers like Walmart and CVS. Whoa, so not only can you sue Tylenol, but you can sue the place you bought it from. That's a double whammy. But it's not a slam dunk case. Federal cases are in limbo after a major dismissal, but state courts are still open and fresh government warnings could supercharge new claims. I'll break it down step by step. Okay. Lawsuits claim Tylenol makers knew or should have known from studies dating back to 2018 that prenatal exposure to acetaminophen raises the ADHD risk by 220 to 300%. Over 100 peer-reviewed studies of 250,000 plus kids showed a consistent association. So who's suing? Parents whose kid were born after 2010 through 2025 who were exposed in utero and later diagnosed. Wow. That's insane. get so much money. You could get like $1 million. Imagine getting $1 million for being autistic. You wouldn't take that money, autists? Okay. Very interesting. Junior, what's up, my homie? My home slice. Thank you for the $5. It's sort of related to autism, but did you see the Ice Raid set video to the Pokemon theme song that was put out by Homeland Security X account? No, I'm gonna find that. BS Warren, thank you for the $5. We're advocating for people to stop cooking their poor kids' brains with narcotics, not eugenics and lobotomies. Yeah, I don't think anybody is advocating for lobotomies. Wow. No, nobody's whoa. Okay, my whole microphone just came off in my hand. Whoopsie. Bear with me one moment. Let me screw this little Betty back in. I just whoops. Screw it back in. Screw it back in. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hold on, it fell out of its thing. I'll show you. Look at that. Now it's just dangling like a loose tooth. Do, 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 do. Technical difficulties. Let me just spin this on here. Okay. It's almost there. I don't even know if this is tight or not. Okay. Stay put, microphone. Stay. Stay. Okay. Yeah. Because the left loves their disabilities. They love their victim groups. It's a weird thing to see people defending. Let's see. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Rux Dandy said that he contacted his child's pediatrician today about guidance regarding the HHS announcement yesterday. They said they would look into it and call me back. They did not call me back. You know what? See if you can find a doctor who can prescribe you this this folate thing, you know? It couldn't hurt. It definitely could not hurt. Wow, so interesting. Ice Raid video set to Pokemon. Okay, that I must find. Okay. This is so funny. They really put this out. They really did this. Okay, this is too funny. Do 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 do. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend. Do 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 do. From Homeland Security, sure enough, official account. Gotta catch 'em all. This came out yesterday. Oh boy, I can't believe it.
I want to be the very best. No.
Wow. I'm glad they have a sense of humor about this. This is great. I love that this is allowed to exist.
No one ever was. To catch them is my
Who do we have to thank for this? Christy Gnome? Who's in charge of this?
test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching.
Throwing them in the van. I'm hanging out aside a Home Depot, waiting to catch 'em all. Illegals.
Far and wide. He's stuck in mind to understand the power that's inside.
Get in the ball, you. Get in there. We're locking it up.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me.
I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, go back to your country. You're illegal.
Gotta catch 'em. Our hearts so true.
Wow.
Our courage.
Do you think that ICE agents watch this before they go out to work or listen to this? Like, what do you think is on the ICE agents playlist? Probably like a lot of rap. Like, it's probably like gym songs, like songs you listen to at the gym, whatever hype you got.
You teach me and I'll teach you. Gotta catch 'em all.
Oh, look at that. Okay, that's amazing. That made my day. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Thank you, Junior. We went apple picking today. I know this sounds very much like classic white woman activity, but actually it was Frank's idea. So we took the bean and the older bean, my stepson. We took him to apple picking. It was so fun. By the way, the time to go apple picking is now. It's like early September / now, because you don't want to wait till October. It's that everything's gonna be picked over. And the baby was so good. Like, I thought, all right, the bean is probably too young to understand, to appreciate apple picking, but guess what? No, he wasn't. We held him up and he was pulling down apples. He understood what to do. He was like freaking yoinking them down 2 at a time, double fisting apple, just pulling them down like with the leaves attached and everything. And then we gave him an apple. It was like bitten already. It was started, and then we're like, oh, here, just like maybe suck on the juices, just like nom it. He's taking bites out of this thing. He was taking whole bites out of this apple with his little chompers, his little teethers. He was probably like, yes, Mom, I'm finally using these teeth for something. Like, you're always ripping things up into little pieces. Like, let me get this apple. He just was hacking away on it, just chomping it up. And then he was like, and then he like coughed up a piece of apple skin. And I'm like, good for you, buddy. Don't swallow that shit. You don't have back teeth. You can't like grind that stuff down. You can't he couldn't eat the apple skin. I was like, good boy, you. he spat it up. It was cute. How funny that you mentioned this, Aldo. Horribly. We put him in his own little bed for a nap like yesterday, maybe the day before, and we were like, wow, he's sleeping, this is it, he's all grown up now, he doesn't need us anymore, he's sleeping by himself in his own little special bed. He woke up like a half hour or 40 minutes later, just like, and then Frank went in to check him and he was like, why are you leaving? I mean, he didn't say that, but he's clearly thinking it, just sitting up, just sad, like, ooh, why am I alone? So he's back in the bed with us. I did buy a travel toddler bed. So we're going to put that in our room next to me on the floor, and we're going to do like even half step more gradual. So it's going to be like he'll fall asleep with me, and then I'll try to gently put him in this little toddler bed next to me. That way it's not like, because you think about it, put yourself in his shoes. Like, not only is he in a different bed and in a different room and not surrounded by parents, so that's 3 new things. Not cuddling anybody, not in the bed he knows, and in a completely different room. So if we can maybe like whittle that down to 1.5, so he'll be in the same room in a different bed, but he won't be alone, and he'll be like sort of half sleeping out. We'll do that, and then like gradually get him used to not our bed. I don't know. Or he's just going to sleep with us till he's 20 years old. That might very well happen. Pokemon. Oh, that's really funny. I'm never going to get that song out of my head. Oh, hi, Sam. Sam, I cannot wait till he's big enough to wear that outfit you got for him. Sam got him some like genuine German lederhosen, and it's size 3T. So who knows? It might even be like another year or 6 months or 8 months till he can fit into it. Oh, can he do cartwheels yet? No, but I'm gonna teach him. I want him to know how to swim by 3. Cartwheels are so easy to teach. Like, you don't even have to be like a gymnast to do a cartwheel. It's just like, it's very simple. I can teach any of you how to do a cartwheel, and I can teach any of you how to dive too. It's all in your head. Diving. If you ever see anybody who like they try to dive in and then they just keep belly flopping, or they like crumple up into a ball and fall in, that just needs a little tweaking. And you can like bloop. I'm not saying anyone's gonna be able to do a flip off the board or anything like fancy, but I can teach you to go in head first, no problem. Like in probably an hour or less. Oh, it's the smallest they had. I figured they might have to wait to wear it. No, but now this is great. Now I can hang up the lederhosen in his room, and I'll be like, every day, look at this. This is your future. Okay? This is your heritage. This is your people. This is the clothing of your people. Although I may also have to get him like a pizzeria apron or something Italian and be like, this is also the clothing of your people. Yes, I would love to do like a mass diving lesson. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Pokemon. Oh, I'm sorry to yawn. Wow, Tylenol is so screwed. So screwed. People are upset at my autism tweets. Let's see what else people are upset about. I'm going to pull up my tweets. I'm showing you guys my tweets. I don't know. Okay, check this out. This triggered a lot of people. If I were pregnant and was told that there was a chance Tylenol or other meds with acetaminophen might cause autism, I would dump every pill into the toilet so fast. I mean, like, it's kind of what I did. Although, I didn't even have them to dump them. Now, psycho leftists are guzzling Tylenol, begging for victimhood via their kids' disabilities. We are not the same. Yeah, it's these sickos that want the Munchausen by proxy. It's really, really, really effed up. Christine Moody says, I'm first time pregnant and have been scared to take anything outside of my approved vitamins for what might happen. I feel relieved that my fears aren't just being crazy and hormonal. Plus, just having water, food, nap cleared up most issues that were happening anyway. Yes, thank you, Christine Moody. Yeah. I responded, good. Avoid every shot they offer you. They cannot force anything on you. And this is so true. If you're a pregnant woman and you're like, how do I navigate this? You of course do your own reading, but also like they're gonna try and stick you with some kind of, what the hell? I think it was the second trimester. Some kind of a shot. I forget what it was. Say no to that. You don't need that shit. You don't need any of it. Just look at like your parents and your grandparents. Like, talk to the older women in your life. Like, were you guys getting vaccines while pregnant? This is a new thing. Oh. Donald Trump, breathing oxygen is harmful. The left is like, and we'll hold our breaths. I can't wait for a little army of sloths. Oh man. Making your kids autistic to own Trump. That's basically what's going on. That's really dangerous. Ugh. Yikes. These people are deranged. Information is power. I used to pop a Tylenol or Advil every time I had a twinge. Then I learned Tylenol is hard on the liver, Advil in the stomach. Oh, okay, good to know. Now I never take Tylenol, but if I'm really in pain, I'll take an Advil a few times a year now. You know what, Laura? That's kind of like how I was raised. This was an Advil house that I was raised in. We just never had Tylenol, and I never really knew or cared to look up the difference. I recently broke a toe and was in severe pain. Oh, sorry. That sucks, Laura. A friend offered me an opiate like Vicodin in the past, and I would have said, heck yeah, thanks, but I considered the risks, constipation, and possible addiction, and decided my foot didn't hurt that bad if I didn't move it. I'm not saying I would be afraid to take one Tylenol while pregnant now, but I have the information, so don't unwittingly pop them like candy. And let's be honest, if your pain is so bad you can't get by with some form of relief, Tylenol is not going to cut it anyhow. Yes, well said. This one hurt the baby. Cigarette, wine, Tylenol. 23 years later, Harry Sisson. Is that who that is? I'm pretty sure. Oh. Some of these tweets are really sad. I took Tylenol while pregnant with my first son, and he has autism. I skipped it with my youngest son, and he does not have autism. Do with that what you will. Oh, wow. I cold turkey cut out coffee and soda. You know, the thing I run on. I started eating all the foods I hate, but are good for me. I am hoping so much that my kiddo is more normal than me. Pretty sure I'm ADHD. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm ADHD too. I don't know. And I can't ask her because she's dead. I would love to ask my mom, like, what the hell she ate and drank and took while she was pregnant with me. Oh, here's a cope. Here comes another cope. Well, this study is only a paper chase. They had a few doctors look at 26 studies, of which only 2/3 said there may be a link. That's enough for me. And one study showing a link is enough for me. And these studies were paper chasers themselves. They just looked at statistical data that they gathered on pregnant mothers and their children. They were just a survey, not an actual medical study. Okay, Jerry. Wow. Interesting. I wouldn't even drink coffee or tea when I was pregnant. Yeah. I really that's what I miss most is the caffeine. Whew. Acetaminophen in large doses can burn your liver out. If Trump told them not to eat cat shit, they'd be filming videos face down in the litter box. Wow. Wow. My daughter is autistic. I always knew there was something behind it. I called this morning, try to get this medication, but they're trying to put me off. So angry right now with these doctors pretending to care. They don't want to heal anybody. Oh. Wow. My sweet wife wouldn't eat lunch meat, lettuce, sushi, no wine, just a glass every now and then with our second son, and so on. We also spaced out the immunization shots. No way we're letting them pump our babies full of that at one time. Or, you could just say no to all of it. By God's grace, we have 2 very healthy kiddos. I can't believe these people aren't taking this seriously. Wow. Wow. And these are the same people that get a COVID booster every year. Oh my God. Just insane. What's wrong with these people, chat? Do you know? Hello, Night Owl. Thank you for the $5. Chrissy, Deranged Lunatic wants you to know that the actor Jason Statham was a diver and made the Olympic team for England. I feel like I knew that. What are you guys hanging out right now? Why are you super chatting on his behalf? Are you having a Brokeback Mountain situation over there? Cat shit is high in acetaminophen. That's funny. Hi, Rumble. I see you. Not ignoring my little rumblies. Little rumblies. So crazy. The lefties reacting to this is just what I thought it would be. This is another really funny one. So I'm responding to this guy I tweeted, autistic people angry over potential cure for autism is peak autism. And sure enough, one responds to me, it's not a fucking cure for autism. You can't cure a neurotype. And no, I don't want to be cured. It's who I am. And then I quote tweet him, we know it's who you are. Everyone that knows you knows it's who you are. Because just like vegans, you cannot stop reminding people that you are autistic, right? They're all just constantly letting you know. Sam says, vegans, autists, or CrossFitters? Who wins the championship? Oh my God. Wow. And every person that identifies as transgender is also on the autism spectrum. I feel like there's a bit of a pipeline there. Wow, I remember this being the same argument as soon as the bipolar diagnosis came out in the 90s. Oh yeah, everyone who was bipolar couldn't shut up about it. I hate the term neurodiversity as if it's some kind of DEI program. Yes, I agree completely. It sounds stupid to me. The doctors have changed the diagnosis to include almost all personality quirks as well. That's why there's such an increase. More patients, more money. My niece has strong autism. If there was a cure, I'm not sure there is, but let's say one was found and she expressed not wanting to take it because she likes the way she is. F that. Nobody else likes it. That's great. I say that with all love for my niece. It is really, really hard. I will always love her no matter what. But let's not pretend that autism is simply a personality quirk. So many people think a condition is their personality, whether or not it's been diagnosed. Wow. Crazy. The autists are mad. They're mad. Let's see what they think of my saying everyone who's trans is also on the autism spectrum. You sound acetaminophen. It's funny. Something else I've noticed is autism moms get more attention online than dog moms, which helps to distract from their infidelity and getting knocked up. Woof. 2016 wants its talking point back. Okay, well, it's fitting now, isn't it? Wow. We autistics feel lost in life. We receive a lot of hate for no reason. Sometimes in children, that's when wokeism makes them believe they are broken. Oh, poor autists. Now they're out railing lines of Tylenol. Oh no. The left is building a medically altered army. Oh, they're permanent cells. Oh boy. That explains how a drag queen can repeatedly and consistently get a snatched brow every time. No, it doesn't. That doesn't explain it at all. Wow. Why would you say you have autism if you don't? I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, yeah. So here is autistic people angry over a cure for autism is peak autism. What would being cured look like for someone with Asperger's? There would magically be unable to understand sarcasm, jokes, and social cues. I have Asperger's and I understand sarcasm just fine. I use my kid's autism to pick lottery numbers. Any luck yet? No, I'm beginning to think he's a fraud. Oh, that's so funny. Wow. Oh, whoops, I already saw that. But yeah, that makes me the fact that Jason Statham was a diver makes me like him more. Oh, we got aughts in the chat. Aughts in the chat saying Tylenol is a potential cause of autism is peak stupidity. Ugh. I mean, what's so wrong with being careful when there's a million other things to take? There's how many other pain relievers out there on the market, plus, good old fashioned sucking it up, which I'm always a fan of. Wow. Hey, maybe I'll start taking that drug. We'll see if maybe I'll just like become a genius, Maybe I got something that could be cured by some extra folate. Couldn't hurt. Give me all the vitamins. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Would this pill stop Venti from burping? Oh, good question. Right, like no, and I also don't think it would ruin some like if you know an autistic person and I just think it would make them even better. It would make them go through life easier, wouldn't it? Yeah, whatever having a plain old aspirin. I agree. Doreen's lunatic. Actually I take back what I said that I didn't take anything. I took baby aspirin when I was pregnant. But that was it. And I did that to avoid getting preeclampsia. So it was just like a tiny little baby aspirin, I think every day. Yeah. And it worked. I didn't get it. So there you go. Baby aspirin for the win. So interesting. Gotta catch 'em all. You know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, da, 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 da. I think Scarlett has autism. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think she has autism. Very interesting, though, guys. Isn't it? Isn't it so interesting? Let's see if there's any more news about it. Just dog pictures. Oh, Nick Fuentes was on the PTB, the Peanut Butter David podcast. Interesting. Wow, he's getting up. I wonder if that means he's going to be on Rogan soon. If we look at the trajectory. Okay. All right. Yeah. Look, more people upset. This is insane. The autists get very upset when you acknowledge autism. Well, yeah, it's because you're a fucking moron. Lol. Let's see if Drew has autism. Yes, absolutely. I can tell by everything about this profile that Drew indeed has autism. Yeah, some kind of a video game profile background. Him with a bag over his head on a ski slope. 6 followers. Oh yeah. Okay, don't scroll, Chrissy. There might be porn or something. Yeah, scroll it. It's a classic bimbo. Oh my goodness, you guys are funny. Okay, well, I'll be so interested to see what more developments come out of this. But yeah, it's always better to be safe than sorry. And I would say try to take as absolutely little as you can when it comes to pills, pharmaceuticals, anything like that when you're pregnant, and just like there's many different apps you can get so you can help to reevaluate all the products you use, all the things you eat. Just like read a ton, right? I mean, you're going to be pregnant for months and months, so you might as well take the time and read about like what's happening to your body and your little bean's body. Hey, hey. Hey, hey to the chat. Let's just check the Rumble. Hey, Rumblies. Good to see you. Oh, thank you, Night Owl. You're a sweet lady, too. Cool. Now that I've annoyed the autists, see if you can get Black Twitter mad at you. What should I do? What should I do to get Black Twitter mad at me this time? I feel like I've done fried chicken jokes. I've done DEI pilots. Well, where else can I strike a nerve? Did you guys know that George Floyd and Charlie Kirk have the same birthday? So I hope they make a national Charlie Kirk Day. Deranged lunatic. What if they gave the cure to Frankie McDonald? Oh, see, they could. There's no curing him. I think even if he were to take this drug, he would only he'd only get better. You're not gonna like wipe his personality away. You're just gonna like help him make more connections. I don't think you do away with what's already established, if that makes sense. Like, what if Frankie McDonald he took whatever this supplement was, and then it's like, oh, hey, I can move out on my own. I can be my own you know what I mean? I'd be thrilled for him. It would make him stronger, unstoppable. Exactly, Sam. You get it. He would have the cure for cancer in a week. Yeah, there would be nothing he couldn't do. He would just be thriving. First human. He would be the first human to develop legitimate psychic powers. He would cure cancer. He would know how to get us in a black hole. Say this. How is it that there aren't any black autistics? There are. Oh, there definitely are. I think just maybe less of them are getting diagnosed. If anything. Yeah. Kanye West, for example. There you go. See? That's so great. To the 60% of the Dragon Ball Z fans are autistic. Oh, for sure. I would say like 90% of people at any kind of gaming con or nerd convention. That's safe to say, right? I say that with all love. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. The book Flowers for Algernon addresses the topic. Let me look it up. Flowers for Algernon. What's that about? Autism? I've never heard of this book. But it's a teacher's pick and it's got over 35,000 reviews. That's a pretty good sign. Flowers for Algernon is the beloved classic story of a mentally disabled man whose experimental quest for intelligence mirrors that of Algernon, an extraordinary lab mouse. In poignant diary entries, Charlie tells how a brain operation increases his IQ and changes his life. Whoa. After the procedure, Charlie's intelligence expands until it surpasses that of the doctors who engineered his metamorphosis. The experiment seems to be a scientific breakthrough of paramount importance until Algernon begins his sudden, unexpected deterioration. Ooh, fun. Cool. And it involves mice. Very, very cool. Okay, I'm starting to fall asleep, which is what happens when you don't drink regular coffee. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I love you guys. This was fun. We'll try to do this again tomorrow. In the meantime, don't have Tylenol. See you guys later. Bye.